One that's most important to me is servant leadership. Being able to serve your community is a huge reason why I chose the NAIA.
I am a champion of character. I am a champion of character.
I am a champion of character.
I am a champion of character.
I am a champion of character.
Hello everyone, this is the NAIA Women's Lacrosse National Invitational Tournament. This is the first semifinal matchup between the 2-seed Benedictine Ravens and the 3rd-seed Cumberlands Patriots. I'm Todd Akil here to bring all of your play-by-play action for this first semifinal. It's going to be a good one between the Ravens, who were able to get to the semifinal after a win over Marion yesterday, and Cumberlands over a win over Reinhardt. A couple of players to keep an eye on out here today. First for the Patriots, Bella Ricciazzi, big day for her yesterday. 13 points in that win over Reinhardt. She was 3rd leading scorer behind Jacqueline Berry and Emily Helm coming in, but she had a huge game coming in with, like I said, with 13 points, 7 goals, and 6 assists. As you can see how good she was against Reinhardt. She was really big, of course, and moving over for Benedictine. Natalie Wechter, the midfielder, another freshman that really impressed in the quarterfinals yesterday. She is 8th in the NAIA in goals with 66 this season, along with a few assists as well, 85 points, which leads the Ravens, and she has really shown how good she has been. That's why, a big piece why the Ravens are the only undefeated team coming into this tournament. Folks, it's going to be a good one here between Benedictine and University of the Cumberland. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups and face-off between the Ravens and the Patriots. You're watching Women's Lacrosse here on the NAIA Network. And we are back here at the Aquinas Athletic Complex at Turf Field on this beautiful Friday afternoon for this first semifinal of the Women's Lacrosse Tournament. Todd Akil back here to get you set for this matchup between the Benedictine Ravens and the Cumberlands Patriots. Let's quick give you the starters here. First for Cumberland, starting up front will be Jacqueline Berry, the leading scorer for the Patriots, 148 points coming into today. Alongside her will be Shea West, number 22, Bella Ricciazzi. We were able to talk about her just a moment ago, and Katie Brewer. Playing midfield, you're going to have Stephanie Meyer, number 11, Emily Hine, the second leading scorer for the Patriots, number 15, Amanda Phillips. We'll round out the midfield. On the back end, they're going to have Emily Webb, number 6, Brianna Kusis, number 21, Elizabeth Fleidung, and number 24, Trinity Brown. In goal for the Patriots will be Emily Crump. In 18 games this season, she has a .515 save percentage, has been exceptional and been one of the better goaltenders in the NAIA. For the Ravens, starting up front, we'll have number 2, Claire Ryan, number 3, Rihanna England, and number 10, Emily Ruland. Playing midfield will be Casey Moore, number 11, number 12, Aiden McInerney, number 16, Molly Muhlenbach, number 21, Natalie Wechter, number 24, Mary McInerney. On defense, they're going to have number 8, Erin Robber, number 19, Megan Ostrander, and number 26, Riley Etter. And in goal will be number 38, Taryn St. Louis. Taryn, in 15 games played this season, this will be a 14th start. She has had a .418 save percentage. Didn't have a whole lot of work yesterday against Marion. However, though, she'll have to play big here if Benedictine, after winning their first NAIA National Invitational Tournament contest, they are going to have to find a way if they want her to play. They're going to need her to play well if they want to get her in a championship Saturday. Cumberlands will be in the red jerseys and defending the goal down to our left as Crump makes her way on down. Looks like they're fixing the net at the moment. Down to our left. Ravens will be defending the goal down to our right as St. Louis is down there, getting all set to go. It's going to be a big matchup here, in a matchup that has teams with All-Americans on both sides. Mary McInerney and Natalie Wechter, first-team All-Americans for Benedictine, and for Cumberlands, 4 first-team All-Americans, including Jacqueline Berry and Elizabeth Fladung, including the goaltender, Emily Crump as well. As you can kind of see, if you look down to our left, I don't know if you can kind of see it in our camera shot right now, but there's a little bit of net maintenance. Looks like in that bottom right corner, probably just trying to fix it, because obviously you never want to see a shot go through there and have it not count because it goes through. So we have just a brief delay here at the Aquinas Turf Field as we get set here. This is a beautiful day compared to the last couple of days. Of course, Wednesday, the men's quarterfinals were not comfortable. The wind and cold and rain. Yesterday was a little bit warm and muggy. Today a little bit cooler. However, the clear skies, which you could not ask for better here on the national tournament here. We got a good crowd, including the Cumberlands men's lacrosse team, who, unfortunately for them, just fell to the Reinhardt Eagles in the men's semifinals, as it'll be Reinhardt and Aquinas tomorrow at 4 o'clock here at AQ. But they're out here, though, cheering on the women's team, as Cumberlands was the only team to have both men and women get into the Final Four here at the National Invitational Tournament. They got the net all fixed up there to the bottom right. We come back to center, and we get set here for semifinal number 1. Trinity Brown on the draw, or pardon me, Mary McInerney, excuse me, for Benedictine. And Jacqueline Berry on there for the Patriots. Whistle blows, and we are underway here between the Ravens and the Patriots. Ball knocked around, though a foul called against Jacqueline Berry of the Patriots. So first possession of the game going to the Ravens. However, having trouble with it is Emily Heim. She'll dump it up, but the pass is taken away, though. Good read there by Muhlenbach. Brought across midfield. Look out here quickly. Come the Patriots. Here's Katie Brewer running right down towards the goal, trying to get a couple swings in there. She breaks on through, gets knocked down, though, from behind. And it'll be an early free possession shot coming up here for Cumberlands, just 31 seconds in. It will be Bella Ricciazzi, who had 13 points yesterday. Talked about her a lot in the pregame. A little bit of a bad angle here against St. Louis. Remember, like we said, St. Louis didn't have a whole lot of work at all, but she's going to be tested here early. Ricciazzi comes in on goal, wants to shoot. She does, but saved by St. Louis. Rebound is scooped up by the Benedictine netminder, and she'll slow things down. Good early save there, coming from the junior goaltender. So now Benedictine will look to bring it back the other way. Trying to get set up offensively here. Ostrander gets a little bit of a check there by, looked like that was number 18, Shea West. But the pass, though, towards center, skips by a couple players. Trying to scoop it on up there, and finally doing so is Casey Moore. She gets cornered by a couple of Ravens. Dives her way on through. Ooh, there's a high stick. As getting the stick up there would look like it was Emily Rulin. So possession will remain with the Patriots. Casey Moore will bring it back in. Whistle blows. I think we're just trying to make sure everything's all right here. And the 2-meter buffer to restart the play is all the Benedictine players you can see right in front of us here weren't giving Moore a whole lot of room, as Ruland and Ryan Clare trying to corner off, but she's able to get on by and bring it back into Benedictine territory. Here comes Fladung right down the middle. Take a step back, looks down in the corner, gives it over. That's Amanda Phillips. First real offensive possession here, as here's Ricciazzi with it. Ricciazzi, who just had a good chance just minutes ago with that free possession shot, but St. Louis is able to make the save. But here comes Ricciazzi coming around in front. She gets knocked down, though, and that's going to draw the whistle. So another free possession coming up here for Ricciazzi. Once again, a little bit of a sort of a bad angle, a little bit more favorable than compared to her last shot. We're just a minute 40 in here. We're glad you can join us here on the NAIA Network for this first of 2 women's lacrosse semifinals here at Aquinas. Ref waits, make sure everyone's in position. Ricciazzi comes in after the whistle, wanted to take a shot, but the ball was knocked out of the stick by Casey Moore. However, the foul was called. Ricciazzi a little slow to getting up there, and I think that one will be called against Moore, as Moore got a stick in there to block the shot. However, that time, though, got a little more than just a stick, so Ricciazzi will have another opportunity. He's had all three thus far. We're only a minute 43 into this one. And it looks like they actually drew the foul against Aaron Robber of the Ravens. So Ricciazzi almost right down the middle. All sorts of jostling going around the arch, trying to find a good position for both offense and defensive players of the Patriots and Ravens. Here comes Ricciazzi. She's in. She shoots, and St. Louis with another good save. Rebound gets flipped on back to the goaltender. And getting knocked down and falling hard on the turf is a Benedictine defender. I couldn't quite see who that was. It actually looks like that is Casey Moore, who when going back towards the rebound and get it back to her goaltender was knocked down. But she's up on her own power and a little worse for wear, but she will continue on. Big save by St. Louis, and looked like she jumped the gun there on resuming the play, so it'll be brought back to the Benedictine goaltender. St. Louis pitches it on over. Catching that one is Rihanna England. Toss it up now and quickly there for Muhlenbach. Across midfield she goes with speed and back into Cumberland's territory. And finally, Benedictine will get their first offensive possession here of this contest. Muhlenberg drops it on back for Aiden McInerney. McInerney taken to the outside, driving the side of the goal. Wanted to make a run towards the crease, however, it was cut off. She drops it off for Wechter. Wechter tries to break her way on through, gets a couple of pushes. Throws one towards the middle now, trying to get one through for Muhlenberg, but it gets knocked down and picked up by the goaltender Crump. And now the Patriots will look to bring it back the other way. Fladung with speed across midfield. Trying to cut her off, taking a couple swings. There was Ostrander and causing the foul in doing so. Ostrander with a pass. That gets knocked down by Claire. And look out here, they deemed that one legal. Thought he was a little too close, but however, Claire brings it back now for the Ravens. She's being chased down by Katie Brewer, but she's able to get it in deep into Cumberland's territory. Dropped off now, trying to make her way on through was Aiden McInerney, and she was knocked down. Foul called against the Patriots. So possession remains with Cumberland's here. Brought back in, another bit of a shot there for McInerney. Ball bounced around, trying to pick that one up as Claire. She does do so. And it gets dropped on back and whistle blows. Maybe we have an issue maybe with the shot clock or. Yep, looks like they were gonna someone reset the shot clock. So the shot clock's moved now down to 68 seconds. Just past the 3-minute mark here of this first half. Play resumes with Mary McInerney with it now. She moves on over for Wechter, very patient right now. Are the Ravens yet to have a shot towards goal yet. Here's Casey Moore around back of the Cumberland's goal. Looking to find her way on through, gets knocked by Amanda Phillips. Whistle blows and a foul called. A charging call against Moore. Offensive foul gives possession back to the Patriots. Or do we have a bit of a discussion here between the officials? Or pardon me, yes, there was a foul called. Or no, excuse me, Casey Moore has to go back into defensive position closer to the Cumberland's net. So after the offensive foul by Benedictine, they're unable to convert on their first offensive opportunity, so allow the Patriots to bring it on back. It gets moved on up now. Here's Emily Heim. Across midfield, she gets fouled. Keeps playing there is Heim, but I guess she had to go back to the foul one to keep on going through, but which would have possibly led to a breakaway for Heim, but she has to go back towards midfield. Heim, 105 points this season after a very impressive day yesterday as well. And she brings it on in deep into Benedictine territory, passes towards the front, but she gets fouled. A very, very chippy, very physical game thus far between these two teams. A lot of cross checks, a lot of bumping and grinding here to start off this game. A little bit of a slow start. Nonetheless, play resumes now as the Patriots will set up once again. We're still deadlocked at 0 as we're just past the 4-minute mark here this first half. Pass in front, Ricciazzi trying to get that one on through. Looked like she had Amanda Phillips driving the goal, but that pass misses and will go over the end line. And possession will go back to the Patriots now as Megan Ostrander will go back to pick up the ball down behind the end line. I'll bring it back into play. Pass over the top, grabbed by Muhlenbach, and here she comes. Muhlenbach, toss one in the middle. She connects with Wechter. Wechter trying to drive her way on through, puts the shoulder down, takes a shot, and who's going over top of the goal and sails over the end line, but getting there first was Claire Ryan, and Ryan looking in front now. She brought it back into play. She'll dump it on off for McInerney. Aiden McInerney being looked at intently by Kusis. Makes a move to her left, cuts the middle with the right, wanted to shoot, but the ball gets knocked out of her stick. Ball's loose, going back up top, but it's picked up now by Casey Moore. Moore now being looked at by Fladung on the outside. She'll go back behind the goal for Ryan. Ryan looking out in front, fine, looking in front there. Looked like that was Rulin who was open, but the ball is picked up now, trying to dodge her way on through as Fladung and clear out of harm's way. She's getting chased down by Aiden McInerney, but she gets by her, and Fladung with a couple of good moves, trying to get away from Mary McInerney now. But McInerney fouls her, and that looks like that'll be a yellow card here early against the Ravens. As it'll be Mary McInerney going to take a knee on the sideline. So a man down come the Ravens here. We have 24:32 left here in this first half. Still 0-0. All three shots on goal have been by way, or excuse me, all two shots on goal have been by way of free possession. Buzzer going off as we're having some clear clock issues possibly. Probably just trying to make sure the shot clock was right, as had some issues at times. But now it's brought in by Fladung. Gets a little bit of a bump as Aiden McInerney with a little bit too hard of a shot. Of course, you don't want Aiden McInerney joining Mary on the sideline. Don't want to go two-man down. And once again, Aiden McInerney jumping the gun, and she'll get a yellow card as well. A green card, excuse me. Or yes, she's just given the green card. So it's just 1 minute for Aiden McInerney. So Aiden and Mary McInerney on the sideline. Mary with the yellow, Aiden with the green. So down two men here are the Ravens for at least 1 minute, that is. So a huge opportunity here for the Patriots. We're just 5 minutes and 43 seconds into this game. Been a little bit of a slow start here, but now Patriots look to pick up the action here. Is making her way on through is Richie Ozzie. Richie Ozzie pass down low, gets knocked down, and trying to make her way on through and clear it out there. Look, that was Riley Etter, but she was knocked down. But now that'll allow an opportunity here. A nice move there by Rulin, trying to get out to the outside, find some room, and she'll pass one across field for Robber. Robber brings it into Cumberland's territory. Long pass gets received there by Muhlenbach. She'll take a step back, and despite being down two, an offensive opportunity for the Ravens. Obviously, clearly outmatches. There's a lot more red down there than white. Still looking for an opportunity. That was Ryan. Ryan in front, looking for Wechter. That pass misses. Going back towards the line, scooped up by Casey Moore. Trying to streak her way on through, cuts the middle. Ball gets knocked out of her stick from behind by Kusis. Ball on the ground. Ryan trying to pick it up. Wechter in there as well. Trying to scoop it up, and able to do so is Fladung as she brings over to the far side of the field. Moore trying to chase her down, taking a swing, however, catching her high. As Moore caught her with a high stick, and will that be another card? Yes, it will. As McInerney, Aiden McInerney that is, came back on. Casey Moore will go off for a yellow. As we still have Mary McInerney still here on the sidelines.
Yellow card on Patriot number 11, Emily Heim.
They said Emily Heim, but that was on the wrong team. But nonetheless, still a two-man advantage here for the Patriots. After another card here awarded early, obviously the physicality in this game has started off fairly strong. Brought back in Heim with the pass, couldn't corral it. Getting knocked down, though, was Aiden McInerney, so that'll allow ball to come back here for the Ravens, who, once again, despite being down two players, have an opportunity with the offensive. Just past the 7-minute mark of this first half. Still 0-0 between the Ravens and the Patriots here in this first semifinal matchup. Trying to cut to the outside is Muhlenbach. Good pressure there by way of Trinity Brown. But it gets tossed off. Claire Ryan drops it off for Aiden McInerney. Muhlenbach being instructed on the sideline to hold it and try to waste time off to maintain possession here. As now here's Mary McInerney come back in, so the Patriots only down 1. Muhlenbach in the middle for Aiden McInerney. McInerney flip-flop there, and Mary McInerney with an illegal pick. That was a pretty obvious one. Mary doesn't like the call nonetheless. The foul against the Patriots gives, against the Ravens, gives possession back to the Patriots after the moving pick by Mary McInerney. Ball will be brought back in by Fledung as she is able to get by the pair of McInerney's. So toss it across midfield. And here comes Emily Hyman to Benedictine territory with speed. Wechter comes in and gives her a high shot. As Benedictine not fraying away from any physical contact here thus far. Here's Ricciazzi trying to cut to the middle, gets in there. All sorts of Ravens around here, drops the ball, trying to draw a foul, and there's a shot by Jacqueline Berry, as that was Muhlenbach trying to clear it out. But possession will go to the Ravens after a good rush by Ricciazzi. Oh, look out here, pass knocked down by Berry, trying to pick it up, but it's scooped on up now by Ostrander, who gets knocked down. Jacqueline Berry will be the one who caused the foul. Pardon me, that's Emily Ruland who will bring it back into play. Toss back towards midfield, and now bring it up for the Ravens is Muhlenbach. Across midfield, finds Wechter, cuts around, trying to get away from Heim. Good speed here by Wechter, bringing it back into Cumberland's territory. She's met by Brown. Ball gets knocked out of her stick, but now it's scooped down up by Mary McInerney after a couple of hops. And now McInerney will trot over to the right side of the field as now Benedict will kind of slow things down here. Now finally even strength. Now here's Aiden McInerney trying to get on the outside of Brown. Brown forced around back. McInerney ducks the shoulder, looks over for Mary McInerney, and she'll give it to her. She's challenged on the outside by Kelly Webb. Mary trying to drive the side of the goal, looking in front. Nobody open for the Ravens, excuse me. Toss out in front, look out, here's a shot and a goal. Emily Ruland gets her way on through. And the Ravens jump out in front.
Ravens goal number 10, Emily Ruland, give the assist to number 24, Mary McInerney.
Mary McInerney with a nice pass and good patience there too to find someone open in front, and a good rush there by Ruland as the junior's able to dodge her way on through. Just good awareness by McInerney to be patient with the ball behind the goal, able to run to the side, and a little bit of ball watching there by the Patriots allows Ruland to sneak in front of the goal, and she's able to put that goal in. That goal coming at the 9:32 mark of the first half. Timeout taken here by the Ravens. Obviously, an inauspicious start for both sides as at two separate occasions, Benedictine went down 2 players. However, Cumberlands was not able to make up for it, not able to take advantage of it, despite Ricciazzi having 3 consecutive free possession shots. St. Louis, was able to make the save on 2 of them, while another resulted in a foul by the Ravens, but Benedictine able to fight through any early adversity. Obviously, the physicality in this game very apparent between these two teams. Both teams trying to get to the National Invitational Final. This is the second, of course, tournament appearance for Cumberlands. They lost to Indiana Tech last year in the semifinal, trying to make it to their first final. Whereas Benedictine, this is their third appearance. They were knocked out in the quarters last year by the eventual champion SCAD. And the winner of this game will play either SCAD or Kaiser, and that game will be set to start at 7 o'clock here, right here on the NAIA network, here on semifinal Friday. The men's final is set. The women's yet to be determined still. However, Benedictine out in front here. You can see in the Benedictine huddle, Mary McInerney trying to just kind of corral players, tell them to calm down, watch the physicality here, because obviously not a good start having 2 players down at 2 separate occasions, but able to battle through it as Benedictine here. And getting the opportunity here, and they obviously going up 1-0 is huge, and especially in a game like this. But obviously a lot of lacrosse left, and with these 2 teams with really good offensive talents, it'll be important for Benedictine to keep the momentum going on their side. Only 6 goal scorers yesterday for Cumberlands, whereas Benedictine's a little more spread out compared to yesterday. Of course, Cumberlands, like we said, was led by Ricciazzi, who had 13 points. Jacqueline Berry only had 8 points yesterday, and I say only because compared to how she scored this season, you don't just get 148 points for nothing. We're back to center, and Wechter meets up there with Berry. On the draw, gets swung back over. Ricciazzi trying to pick it on up. There's a high stick by Ostrander, knocking her down, so possession will go to the Patriots. It'll be brought back in by Emily Hine, who actually dumps it off for Bella Ricciazzi. We're creeping down here to the 10-minute mark of this first half. Ravens up by a score of 1-0 on the number 3 seed Cumberlands. Pass in the middle, Heim trying to get one on through, looking for a streaking Berry, but that pass missed and goes over the end line and out of play. So that'll give possession back to the Ravens now. A good looking pass, good look, however, to no avail. As now the Ravens try to break it out. Long pass there to St. Louis in her crease. Tosses one up the middle. Here's Ostrander. A little bit of room as she makes her way towards midfield. Toss it over. Oh, almost got that one. Looked like that was number 18, Shea West, trying to pick that pass off. Nice little dodge there by England as she brings it deep into Benedictine territory. Dropped on off for Aiden McNary. Now it's moved over from Mary McInerney, who had the assist on the goal by Ruland. Gets moved behind the Cumberlands goal. Trying to make her way around is Claire Ryan. Looking in front. Looking there for Muhlenbach, but that pass is knocked away by Brown. Going over towards the end line, trying to let it go, but actually picking it up instead is Claire Ryan. She dumps it off for Casey Moore. Moved up for Aiden McInerney. Now for Wechter. She has Mary McInerney to her right, but instead she gives it for Muhlenbach. Now it gets moved over for Mary McInerney, who drops it, but able to pick it up with a lot of room. 30 seconds left on the shot clock here for the Ravens. Flaydon keeping an eye on Mary McInerney. Behind the goal, wants to move it for Ryan, but she's well covered. Good pressure there by Emily Webb. Mary McInerney looking in front now. Open in front was Muhlenbach for a second, but she got collapsed on by a pair of Patriot defenders. Moved over for Ruland. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Ruland trying to cut her way on through. Good pressure by Brown. Dropped out though for Wechter. Wechter shoots and she scores! Good ball movement there by the Patriots, including Mary McInerney when she was cornered towards the end line, was able to make a nice play. Give it for Ruland, who found Wechter, and Wechter darts her way on through and pots another one for the Ravens. And it's 2-0 for Benedictine. This nice play by Mary McInerney to get it over for Ruland. And Ruland, despite being pressured by Brown, who's put on some really good defense here in this tournament thus far, couldn't control that pass. A nice little flip pass to Wechter with a lot of room. You can't allow that kind of room for a top-end goal scorer like Wechter. As now it's a 2-0 lead for the number 2 seed in the tournament, the Benedictine Ravens. So Ruland with a goal and assist here. That goal will be coming at the 11:39 mark of the first half. Back to center as the 2 leading scorers for their respective clubs get set to take the draw. I guess we're trying to make sure everyone's all right here. The ref trying to level out the sticks, and sometimes that can be difficult, especially if you're not a carpenter and having a level scale out there. Ref make sure everyone's all set. He believes that they are set. Whistle blows, and it's brought right back, and a clean win for the Ravens is picked up now by Casey Moore. As the Ravens now up 2 will go right back on the offensive for Aiden McInerney. Darting her way towards the middle, wanted to shoot, but she was cut off. Looking for a little bit more room, but nothing doing. Just take a step back. Trinity Brown right on top of her. McInerney wants to move it over for Wechter, but she goes to her left now, trying to dive on through, cut off by Brown. McInerney spins, looking over to the far side, decides to go back up top for Wechter. Wechter sees Ruland streaking across the front of the goal, but she was well covered, so she holds on to it. Now a lob pass towards the middle, trying to find Muhlenbach, grabs it, but she didn't take the shot, couldn't find a clean lane towards the goal. Now it's moved over for Moore. She is challenged by Webb behind the goal. Hair pass, though, goes awry, but however, it did go off of Webb, so Claire Ryan will bring it back into play for Benedictine. 17.5 remaining in this first half. 2-0 the score in favor of Benedictine. Muhlenbach gets a little bit of a shove as forcing her on back is Flaydung. Pardon me, that's actually Emily Heim who gets called for the foul after a couple two forceful cross checks. Moved over for Mary McInerney. Whistle blows. And a foul against the Patriots. So a free possession now here for the Ravens. Their first. It will go for Mary McInerney. McInerney is 7 for 12 this season. She's in and she scores! The low shot beats Crump, and the Ravens go up by a score of 3-0.
17-12, unassisted.
Just a good quick shot too, not allowing too much time for Crump to get down in position to make that low save. As you see, Crump, despite going down in the splits almost to try to make that stop, McInerney was able to get the quicker shot just to the right of the Cumberlands goaltender. So that free possession goal coming at the 12:48 mark. Goals a minute 9 apart for the Ravens. Open up to a 3-0 lead. We all come back to center here. I guess we're trying to switch sticks here. And they're actually going to have Bella Ricciazzi come in for the draw. They're trying to find some way here to get possession despite the Patriots winning one of the draw controls here early on. Wechter and Ricciazzi, two players who had quite a day yesterday for their teams in the quarterfinals, but it's picked up here by Wechter as the Ravens have another draw control win. So now here's Wechter finding Muhlenbach in on goal. She shoots, and a good save by Crump. Rebound kicked out in the slot, trying to kick it around, and just kicking it out is Heim. Can't pick it up. There's Aiden McInerney, but she's fouled by Heim, so that'll allow McInerney to scoop it up here for the Ravens as they'll stay on the offensive now. As we just passed the 12-minute mark, excuse me, the 13-minute mark. Pass out in front here. Look out. Here's Rulin again. Another nice pass. Looking for Ryan in front. Ryan's knocked down. No call on the play. That's picked up by Mary McInerney. Casey Moore over for Wechter. Wechter trying to find her way on through. Nice pass. Trying to find Muhlenbach. She gets nudged. Pass up top there for the middle. Looking for Ryan, but that pass misses her once again. And just rolls on to Crump, who will slow things down as the Patriots netminder looks for a clean clear. She's a little bit of a low pass there. Misses Flaydon going towards midfield. Coming over is England, and she'll scoop it up for the Ravens. She'll bring it in, stops up, drops it off for Wechter. Wechter getting challenged from behind by Kusis, but gets the pass down for Ryan, who will slow things down, taking a step back. And now you can see Muhlenbach kind of directing traffic for the Ravens. Back up top for Mary McInerney. Playing time on the shot clock here. We're at 15:35 left here in the first half. Pass here for Wechter in the middle. Cuts on through. She shoots, and another good save by Crump. Back-to-back good saves by way of the junior goaltender for Cumberlands. Couple, especially a big one on the leading score for Benedictine. Little drop-off passes. Here's Kusis trying to bring it out. She gets corner pass, though misses a couple of players, including the Ravens' Rhett Etter. Throwing towards the sideline. England keeps it in and is able to scoop it up with Katie Brewer howling on top. First drops it off for Aiden McInerney, but the ball's knocked out. Good play by Brewer. Ball still bouncing around, but it's picked up by Aiden McInerney, and she brings it back deep into Patriots territory. And there's a foul there. Trinity Brown gives her a little bit of a shove, and will this draw a card? Yes, it will, as the ref will give Trinity Brown a yellow. So Brown will come off. So now for the first time in this game, the Ravens will go up by one player, as after the Ravens went down two players on two separate occasions. They say 12:54 will be the release time as we're just past the halfway mark here of this first half. Still 3-0 the score in favor of the number 2 seed Ravens. They lead the number 3 Patriots in this first of two semifinals here on the NAIA network. Past the middle here for Rulin, trying to get it on through. Caught by Muhlenbach. She'll take a step back as Emily Himes right on top of her. Gets moved over for Casey Moore. Back behind the goal for Mary McInerney. A pass in front for Rulin, but that pass soars over her head. Good look there and a good rush by Rulin, kind of similar to how she scored her first goal. Rusas picks that one up for the Patriots, and she'll move it across for Shea West. Trying to get out of the reach there of England. Cutting back. Nice move by West. Too much cradling, though, as she drops the ball, and it's picked up here. Look out. Here come the Ravens. Claire Ryan with speed. She'll kind of slow down and allow the rest of her mates to catch up. It's dropped off for Aiden McInerney. Trying to get on the outside, trying to cut around Phillips, but instead will take a step back, and the Ravens will set up their offense now. as the Patriots make some changes on the offensive. However, it's the Ravens who have possession at the moment. 14 minutes left here in the first half. Ravens up by 3. Aiden McInerney looking for someone to pass to. Mary McInerney and Casey Moore slide off. Here's a pass though for Claire Ryan. Wanted to make a juke move. Unfortunately, stubbed her toe in the turf. Ended up dropping the ball in the process. And now it gets moved down back for Crump now as Cumberlands look to clear once again. Ever since that last goal by the Ravens, Cumberland's has not been able to get the ball back. Wechter deflects that pass away by Crump. Unfortunately, it gets by her and it's picked up by Flaydon. Flaydon with a good move to get around Aiden McInerney. It's dropped off here for Brewer. Brewer was fouled, but now she'll have a little bit more room. She drops it off here for Kelsey Fearing. Fearing down the right side, being chased on the outside by Riley Etter, and she'll make her way all the way around behind the Benedictine goal. Pass in front, looking for a streaking Barry, skips by her. Fearing just couldn't connect, and it's picked up by Wechter. Mary McInerney gets fouled from behind. I thought it was fouled from behind. However, they'll just call it a turnover. Good back check there by way of Fearing, and now here with it is Emily Heim for the Patriots. Heim on the outside gets a little bit of a bump as we're back to even strength. Heim still at the side of the goal, wants to cut on through. She gets cross-checked high, has getting the stick up. Looked like that was Ostrander, so a free possession coming up here for the Patriots. This will be their 4th as Richie Yazzie had 3 early on in this contest. Heim is 16 for 21 on free possession shots. She decides to go backdoor pass looking for Richie Yazzie, but she couldn't complete the one-timer backdoor. She may have had an open cage. Here's the ball gets knocked out of the stick of Barry, and it's picked up by St. Louis. St. Louis was fouled on the clearing attempt by Jacqueline Barry. So play will stop and be brought back to the Benedictine goaltender. St. John's a little more room now with a nice pass up on the right side for Mary McInerney. She turns away from Fearing and she brings it across midfield. High pass there. Nice effort there by Brown to knock that pass down and pick it up. But however, she gets bumped by Casey Moore, who causes the foul, and now Brown will bring it into Benedictine territory. And Mary McInerney trying to go over top. And they'll just say foul called against Mary McInerney. Nothing more than that. Trinity Brown brings it deep into Benedictine territory. Being chased by Etter in the corner. Brown, the freshman defender, looking over options, and the whistle blows. And a foul against the Ravens, so another free possession opportunity coming up here for the Patriots. It'll be Jacqueline Barry. Barry, 12 for 27 this year. She makes her way on and shoots. Oh, and I think St. John's got a piece of it, but may have rang off the post. Going to the side of the goal. Barry trying to pick it up. Having some issues with it, but it's picked up by Richie Yazzie. She streaks towards the middle, wants to shoot, but another whistle. And another foul called against the Ravens. And another opportunity here for Richie Yazzie. 4th opportunity here for Richie Yazzie. A lot of free possession shots here early for the Patriots. Richie Yazzie makes her way on. Will she make it this time? No, and it just goes over top of the crossbar. Just not quite the follow through for Richie Yazzie, as she may have had that high side on St. Louis. But now here's Richie Yazzie with it. Ducks her way on through, knocks down Ostrander, wants to shoot, trying to get around, trying to make a pass to the middle, as that was Brewer trying to streak on through. However, that pass couldn't connect, and now it's picked on up and brought towards midfield by the Ravens. Mary McInerney brings it on into Cumberland's territory now as we have 11 minutes left here in the first half. 3-0 to score in favor of the Ravens. Aiden McInerney trying to find her way for Wechter. Pass for Wechter. She shoots and she scores. McInerney to Wechter. You've heard that a few times this year if you're a Ravens fan. And that connection has made it now a 4-0 lead for the Ravens. That goal be coming at the 19:04 mark, and just a good couple passes here. Aiden McInerney getting stopped up, takes a cutback. Wechter, good awareness to get behind Brown, get the pass, and get a quick shot away from a high angle there, not allowing any Patriots to knock that one away from her. Wechter using her height to her advantage to get her 2nd of the game. So the 19:04 mark, the time of the goal for the Ravens, and it's a 4-0 lead here for the number 2 team. After Cumberlands had a lot of opportunities early and a couple just moments ago, the Ravens, however, still able to convert on the majority of their chances thus far. And you can see the Benedictine bench have a lot of confidence right now with the 4-0 lead. Wechter back at center with Barry. And they'll say they'll wave it off, as it was a draw, or I guess maybe a double jump the gun here. He thought usually you just see someone get called for a draw violation, so we'll just try to redo it here. As Wechter and Barry get their stick set once again. 4-0 lead here for the Ravens. They couldn't ask for a better start. Whistle blows. And they'll say a draw violation against the Ravens, so possession will go to the Patriots. Richie Ozzie will pick it up, and she'll start it off at center. All the Ravens coming back in defensive position, making it difficult for the Patriots to get deep into their territory. Good defensive structure by Benedictine. Muhlenbach trying to cut her up, but Fledung with a nice little bit of speed and a couple of nice little dodges, able to get in offensive possession. She drops it off for Emily Heim. She has Richie Ozzie to her right, and she'll give it to her now. I think that was Vegas, the play called by the coaches. Couldn't quite tell what it was, but let's see if it works out here for Cumberland. Still yet to get on the board as we are hitting the 20-minute mark of this first half. Here's Heim trying to break on through. Gets a couple of bumps, but she'll drop it back for Richie Ozzie. Richie Ozzie looking to center, can't get it by. Ostrander past the middle for Barry, shoots. Oh, and it goes off the noggin to St. Louis. You take him as you can get him, as the Benedictine netminder with a good save. Ball went over the end line, so Patriots continue on. With it behind the goal is Brown. Brown trying to cut towards the front, gets bumped by a pair of Ravens. Dropped off for Richie Ozzie, who drops it, scoops it back up, trying to get around Casey Moore. She'll move it over, trying to make her way on through his Fearing. She gets fouled, though, as that was England getting in there and Ostrander as well. So a free possession shot coming up here for Fearing. So she's right down the middle is Fearing. 4 for 8, 50% is Fearing this season. The sophomore gets locked in, and I guess they're a little bit too much jostling at the side of the arch here, trying to everyone get proper positioning here. As there's a lot of kind of boxing out here, almost like a foul shot here. We've got 9:23 to go here in the first half. Fearing all set and ready to attack St. Louis, who is ready in her crease. Ref trying to make sure everyone's all set. The ref's arm goes up. She's in on goal. Shoots! And St. Louis, is able to make the save. However, Natalie Wechter is given the yellow card. And another free possession shot coming up here for Fearing. That one will be negated despite St. Louis making the save once again. They will say that it was a stick to the head. Wechter trying to knock the ball out of the stick of Fearing, who will get another opportunity. Everyone's kind of make sure everyone's in position here at the side. Still 4-0 in favor of Benedictine. 9:18 now to go here in this first half. Fearing in the exact same spot as she was before. She makes her way on in, tries to shoot, but a great play there by Casey Moore to get a stick on it and deflect the shot away.
Number 21, Natalie Wechter, 2 minutes, check to the head.
And they'll say it is Ravens' ball. I don't think it went off any Patriots player, but nonetheless, Benedictine will try to take advantage. Ostrander gets fouled by Richie Ozzie, so Benedictine will try to make their way towards midfield. Pass though behind Muhlenbach, drops it, scoops it up, trying to get away from Brewer. Moves it on through. Nice little move by Casey Moore to get around Trinity Brown. Moore getting chased from behind by Meyer, and she makes her way on in deep into Cumberland's territory. She'll stop up. Down a man still is the Patriots after Natalie Wechter, the leading goal scorer, got fouled Fearing on one of her free possession shots. 8:23 left here in the first half. Moore on the far side of the field, getting a couple of cross checks there by Fledung. Gets moved down behind the goal for Ryan. Ryan in front here for Muhlenbach, and she scores. Down a player. No problem here for the Ravens. As Ryan found Muhlenbach in front.
Time of goal, 8-10.
And a good start here for the Ravens. And we're going to have ourselves a goaltending change here. It's Emily Crump comes off. Emily Cabrera comes on. And I don't know if you can blame Crump on a couple of those. Obviously a pass in front and a wide open Muhlenbach. As you can just see, just a defensive breakdown once again by the Patriots. And especially when you're down or up a player too, there's really no excuse to have anyone open, especially in a high-scoring area like that.
Now a goal for the Patriots.
So Claire with the assist. That goal coming at the 21:50 mark of the first half. So the goaltender, Emily Cabrera, this is her 12th game she'll play this season. She has a .387 save percentage and a face-off violation against the Ravens. So Muhlenbach will bring it back into play. And Benedictine will go back on the offensive. Now here's Mary McInerney. Natalie Wechter still on the sideline. Nonetheless, Benedictine showing that they don't need even strength to be able to score. As we just saw with the goal by Muhlenbach, her 35th goal of the season. Second of the tournament. Here's Aiden McInerney. She's fouled by Emily Heim. So Heim will have to take a step back. 7:30 to go here in the first half. That sees the Ravens leading by a score of 5-0. Aiden McInerney drops it off for Casey Moore. This is supposed to be a fairly close matchup on paper between the Ravens' depth scoring against the top scorers for the Patriots. However, it's the Ravens showing that their deep lineup coming to fruition here. Wechter looking for a pass in front. Couldn't find Rulin. Ryan tried to pick it up, but she mishandled it. And now it's scooped up by Kelly Webb. Getting forced to the corner. Pardon me, that's actually Stephanie Meyer. Meyer having issues clearing, though. She's being chased down by Mary McInerney. Getting cornered. And Mary McInerney is able to knock the ball out of the stick. A great play there as Meyer kind of got cornered. Tried to maybe hesitated a little bit. That allowed Mary McInerney to make the defensive play and causing the turnover, and the Ravens will stay on the offensive now as we have 6:40 to go here in the opening half. Aiden McInerney trying to spin to the outside, dumps one off for Wechter. Wechter shoots, but she's fouled. And they're going to call a offensive foul on Wechter. Good save there by Emily Cabrera. I don't know if it'll exactly count on the stat sheet. However, it'll count in terms of confidence. It's her first shot against her as a save, so Cabrera will bring it back into play. Cabrera, the senior goaltender. Pass up for Brown, mishandled a little bit. Brown's able to scoop it on up. As the freshman brings it towards midfield, though, she's cut off, and then turnover. Look out here. Mary McInerney, a fast break here for the Ravens. She has Rulin to her right. McInerney wants to shoot herself. She will, and she scores. A failed clear by the Patriots, and the Ravens make them pay. Mary McInerney, her second of the game, and it's 6-0 now for Benedictine. Timeout taken by the Patriots. And I can guarantee you right now, if you're Coach Bolkus, you are not too happy. Obviously trailing by 6, and not much Cabrera really could have done on that one, as she really had no opportunity, especially with a fast break like McInerney. As McInerney is able to get the goal, her second of the game, 41st of the season, third of the tournament. An unassisted marker, the official time of the goal coming at the 24:02 mark of the first half. And Cumberland's now just trying to find a way to settle things down here and try to get back into this. Trailing by a score of 6-0. With 5:58 left here in this first half, and if you're the Patriots, it's just going to be trying to slow things down and just try to find a way to get back into this game here in the last 6 minutes of this half. You really just want to find their way through as you see this goal once again. McInerney with the pass she had, Rulin, which forced the defender Webb to respect the pass, and Mary McInerney was able to make a nice move and get a quick shot. Cabrera couldn't adjust the angle in time. As once again, the junior for the Ravens really stepping up. And Benedictine, this could not be a better start for the Ravens. A 6-0 lead as we wind down this first half. Like we said, winner of this game will play the winner of SCAD and Kaiser, which will take place at 7 o'clock right here on the NAIA network. As both teams break out of their huddles after the timeout. Richie Yazzie will be on the draw. Wechter, who had just came back onto the field after her penalty or yellow card was given to her before that last goal. 5:58 left here in the first half. Ravens leading Cumberlands by 6. Not sure many people would have believed this start for the Ravens, despite the fact of how well they dominated Marion University yesterday here in the second quarterfinal. Draw control, though, goes to the Patriots as Emily Heim looks to bring it back in. She drops it off for Flaydung. That pass misses, though. Ruin trying to pick it up. She gets bumped. Mary McInerney in there as well. Casey Moore, though, kind of knocking it forward, trying to scoop it up, and she'll be able to do so. Draw control for the Patriots does nothing. That's a little bit of an issue there as Flaydung couldn't handle the pass. So, Ravens go back on the offensive now as we have 5.5 to go here in the first half. Ravens moving around as you hear them call the play out. Or as the bench would say, wheel. So as they wheel it back the other way now with Wechter. Wechter moves it over for Mary McInerney. A lot of cycling around in front of the Patriots' goal. Trying to get the defenseman crossing over. Here's a pass here for Muhlenbach. She turned, wanted to shoot, but she was met by Meyer, so she takes a step back and makes a safe play for Mary McInerney here with plenty of time on the shot clock here for Benedictine. 5 to go here in the first half. Pass in the middle, Aiden McInerney trying to find her way to the middle, but she's cut off. She'll drop it back for Ruland, and a foul is called against the Patriots as getting a stick in there. Making contact was Amanda Phillips, so second opportunity with a free possession shot here for the Patriots, or excuse me, for the Ravens. 1 for 1 they are as Mary McInerney scored her first goal of the free possession. Here's Aiden McInerney trying to do the same. Fake shoots and scores. A great move by Aiden McInerney. The Patriots defenders almost left her there for a second, allowing her to double pump on Cabrera and slipping on by. McInerney's 4th goal of the tournament. A free possession goal. And you can kind of see it here. Brown kind of lets her go after fake, and Brown almost kind of gave up on the play, thinking maybe McInerney was going to go in the crease. But good awareness of the field by McInerney to kind of dive out of the way and take a step back, and Cabrera bit on the fake, allowing McInerney to slide it on through. That goal coming at the 25-15 mark of this first half. 2 for 2 on the free possession shots are the Ravens. Patriots are 0 for 6 with the opportunities. The credit is due. St. Louis in goal for Benedictine has been big, making a plethora of good saves for her squad. 7-0 now the score in favor of Benedictine. Wechter and Ricciazzi back on the draw, and the sticks became unlevel for a second, so the ref will reset them. Ref takes a step back, ball up in the air, and this one, draw control going to the Ravens, as is Casey Moore once again. Quick pass across, Brown knocks the pass away, but Moore with a nice spin move picked it up. Ball going towards the sideline though, but it rolls out of play. Possession going back to Cumberlands. Great play once again by Brown to knock that one away. Moore is able to follow it up though to scoop it up as Moore gets in there and knocks down Trinity Brown. That'll be a foul against the Benedictine midfielder. Brown picks it up, trying to get away from Aiden McInerney. She dumps it off here, and look out. A little bit of room here for Shea West. She'll take a step back, though, as she'll elect to help set up the offense here for the Patriots, who have not had a lot here in the last few minutes. Jacqueline Berry giving for Emily Heim. Heim trying to make her way on through, trying to cut around to the outside of Wechter. Dumped off, though, looking for Ricciazzi, but that misses both her and Fearing, and will go over the end line. Another miscue by the Patriots. Will give possession back here to Benedictine here with 3:45 left here in the first half. Ostrander trying to clear it out from behind her own goal. Gets chased by Fearing. A little bit of a low pass, knocked down. Scooped up, though, by Robber. It gets moved on back. Nice little drop pass there by Eder, and it gives it up and bringing it across midfield with speed is Muhlenbach. It's a little bit of a nudge by Ricciazzi, but it's able to be moved now for Mary McNamara. Looking in front as McInerney tried to get on through for Ryan, but it's picked up now by the Patriots. Dumped over for Meyer. Meyer trying to clear it out. Gets cut off, though. Good pressure by Casey Moore. Good, clean contact trying to angle her off. Now Meyer can't clear it out. Maybe a stick in there by Mary McInerney. And now it's Moore bringing it back in for the Ravens. Moved it on over for Muhlenbach, slowing it down now as we have 3 minutes left here, but it's moved in front for Wechter, who tips it on in midair. Third goal of the game for Wechter, a nice one and a nice pass from Muhlenbach. And it's 8-0 now for the Ravens.
Ravens goal for number 21, Natalie Wechter.
Consistent attack.
To number 16, Molly Muhlbach.
Cannot be stopped right now by the Patriots. That goal will be coming at the 27-minute mark on the dot. Just a good pass here. Muhlenbach is like, here, slow it down. He takes a step back, finds Wechter though in front and catches it and leaps over top, allowing a better angle on the shot against the shorter Cabrera. She sneaks it over the shoulder. Wechter's hat trick goal. Still 8-0 in favor of Benedictine. And now looks like Coach Balkus is going to send out, looks like Lillian Gutierrez to take the draw, as the Patriots have been struggling in the last few minutes and the last few times on these draws, as Natalie Wechter has been very solid for the Patriots. Ref takes a step back. Whistle blows. Gutierrez puts it high up in the air. Wechter knocks it down. Gets that one away from Emily Heim. Allows her to scoop it up. And another draw control for Benedictine. Wechter was fouled by Heim, so she gives it now for Casey Moore. There's a little bit of a hard shot to the side by Jacqueline Berry. Now long pass for Mary McInerney. McInerney looking, Aiden streaking towards the goal. Was open for a second, was clapped down on by Meyer and Brown. So she moves it back for Muhlenbach instead. Muhlenbach, a goal and assist here in this first half, which sees only 2:26 left in it. With it is Ruland. Ruland, who started off the scoring in this game, gives it down in the corner for Claire Ryan. She switches off with Aiden McInerney. McInerney at the side of the goal. Looks up top as she gives it back for Claire Ryan. Claire Ryan wanted to move to the side of the goal, but takes a step back. Brown gets a stick in there. However, she's able to complete this little short pass to Aiden McInerney. Aiden McInerney looking in front. A little bit of room for Wechter. Wanted to give it to her, but Wechter wasn't in the best lane. Under 2 to play here in the first half. Aiden McInerney trying to get away on through as she's knocked down hard by Emily Heim. And that will draw the card of the official, as Aiden McInerney a little slow to be getting up. So as the Patriots go down a player once again, they were unable to convert on the last opportunity. So she will not be allowed to come out until 9 seconds into the second half. So a free possession opportunity here for Aiden McInerney. She's 1 for 1 as both her and Mary are able to convert on their 2 opportunities. Or pardon me, they actually forced her all the way back. It looked like she was in the arch, so nix that opportunity. They'll just restart play here with 1:51 to go here in the first half. Casey Moore, as the whistle blows. Apparently there was a 1 second delay, according to the official. So play resumes with Ravens having possession. Mary McInerney. Unless I look into the middle here, try to get it for Casey Moore, and she does, and she scores. Casey Moore finds her way through the middle of the Patriots defense. And a beautiful pass by Mary McInerney. Her second assist of the half puts the Ravens up now by a score of 9-0. A good pass and a good finish there as Moore once again just finding her way on through, and the Ravens are able to find that slight hole in the Patriots defense. Just a little simple flip pass, catching Moore in stride and firing that one top shelf just under the crossbar. That goal by Casey Moore, her 48th of the season, 5th of the tournament. Then the goal will be coming at the 28-25 mark of this first half. Bella Ricciazzi back to center here for the Patriots, as they've yet to find an answer here for Wechter on the draws. However, a draw control by Wechter will give possession of the Patriots. Can Cumberlands now find their way on through? Nice little move by Ricciazzi to get by Muhlenbach and Ryan. Muhlenbach chasing her down. Ricciazzi trying to find her way on through, but a good play by Ostrander to knock the ball away on the streaking Ricciazzi. Ricciazzi had 13 points yesterday and has had 4 opportunities of 3 possession here. Fouled on one of them. But now here's Aiden McInerney bringing it back for the Ravens. Gets bumped by Brown. Drops the ball in the process. Muhlenbach's there able to pick it up. Kind of gets cornered by a couple of Patriots, but she drops it off for Casey Moore, the latest goal scorer. We're under a minute to play here in this first half. Long pass misses Mary McInerney. Can she hold it in? Yes, she can. For a second, unfortunately, kind of kicked it on her way back out. Forcing over the end line. Now Webb tossing over to the goaltender Cabrera. As Cabrera will slow it down here. 36 seconds left here in the first half. Maybe one last chance here for the Patriots. If they can get it through this Ravens midfield that has been very stagnant. Hasn't allowed a whole lot of Patriots through with possession in the last 10 minutes here of this first half. Pass across there. Received by Kusitz. Gets cornered. Gets dropped off for Webb. She gets fouled as running into her was Ostrander. Clock still running. 10 seconds left here. Webb trying to get it up. She's met by Mary McInerney. Dropped off for Flaydung. Doesn't look like the Patriots able to get on through as that pass misses Brown. Going towards the middle. Picking it up. And picked up there by Robber. Throws it on up as you hear the buzzer go. End of one half of play. It has been all Ravens. Patriots had good chances early, but we're not able to convert. And the Ravens score early and often, leading 9-0 after the first half of play. Folks, when we come back, it'll be the second half between the Ravens and the Patriots. You're watching Women's Lacrosse NAIA National Invitational Tournament right here on the NAIA Network.
What I've learned the most from golf is to have integrity in everything you say and do.
One of the biggest lessons of that sports impacts my daily life is discipline.
Be a champion of character, it just means to realize first that you're a part of something that's bigger than yourself.
Being a part of NAIA is something that I'm going to keep with me forever because it's not only made me a better athlete, but it's made me a better person.
The NAIA really just cares about their student athletes and just the experience in general at the school, and I think that's really important.
The NAIA stands for, has great core values. One that's most important to me is servant leadership. Being able to serve your community is a huge reason why I chose the NAIA.
I am a champion of character. I am a champion of character.
I am a champion of character.
I am a champion of character.
I am a champion of character.
When a lot of people think of the NAIA, they think, oh, the talent level is less. The talent level is not as great. That is just not true. You know, there's some great athletes out here that maybe didn't have the size or the athletic ability to play at D1 or D2, but the talent level out here is tremendous. If I could give anybody advice or pitch that to anybody, I'd say give the NAIA a chance. It's a great place to play.
What I've learned the most from golf is to have integrity in everything you say and do.
One of the biggest lessons of that sports impacts my daily life is discipline.
Be a champion of character, it just means to realize first that you're a part of something that's bigger than yourself.
Being a part of NAIA is something that I'm going to keep with me forever because it's not only made me a better athlete, but it's made me a better person.
The NAIA really just cares about their student athletes and just the experience in general at the school, and I think that's really important.
The NAIA stands for, has great core values. One that's most important to me is servant leadership. Being able to serve your community is a huge reason why I chose the NAIA.
I am a champion of character.
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 When a lot of people think of the NAIA, they think, oh, the talent level is less. The talent level is not as great. That is just not true. You know, there's some great athletes out here that maybe didn't have the size or the athletic ability to play at D1 or D2, but the talent level out here is tremendous. If I could give anybody advice or pitch that to anybody, I'd say give the NAIA a chance. It's a great place to play.
What I've learned the most from golf is to have integrity in everything you say and do.
One of the biggest lessons of that sports impacts my daily life is discipline.
Be a champion of character, it just means to realize first that you're a part of something that's bigger than yourself.
Being a part of NAIA is something that I'm going to keep with me forever because it's not only made me a better athlete, but it's made me a better person.
The NAIA really just cares about their student athletes and just the experience in general at the school, and I think that's really important.
The NAIA stands for, has great core values. One that's most important to me is servant leadership. Being able to serve your community is a huge reason why I chose the NAIA.
I am a champion of character.
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 And we are back here at the Aquinas Athletic Complex here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. 9-0 the score, the favor of the number 2 Benedictine Ravens leading the number 3 Cumberlands Patriots as we get set here for the second half. Some couple quick stats here. Shots 12-7 in favor of the Ravens. Only 2 saves between the goaltenders, Emily Crump and Emily Cabrera for the Patriots. Cabrera came in after Crump allowed 7 goals in that first half. And to be exact, in the first 25 minutes. Crump is back in goal down to our right now, as Patriots now defending the goal down to our right. As Taryn St. John's, who played really well, making 5 saves for the Ravens, including a couple of nice saves on free possession shots by the Patriots. She's now back down to our left. Remember, these 2 teams, winner of this game will play the winner of the SCAD and Kaiser semifinal, which will take place at 7 o'clock here at the Aquinas Turf Field and here on the NAIA Network. We're back to center now as Richie Yazzie and Wechter get set. Turnovers, too, also killed Cumberlands. It was 20-18. That looks like a more favorable number here as Muhlenbach gets the draw control, and Benedictine will go here with the first offensive possession here of the second half. Draw controls, too. The Ravens had 6 compared to the Cumberlands 4, which at one point was 5-2 in favor of the Ravens. So it's moved on around, dropped by Mary McInerney. McInerney, who had a goal and 2 assists in that first half. Pass over for Wechter. Wechter at the side of the goal now looking for Claire. Claire Ryan now with it, taking a step back, being looked at by Amanda Phillips. She'll swing out to the outside. Looking out in front, dumps it off. Chance here for Aiden McInerney, and she scores! Aiden McInerney receives a pass, turns, quick sidearm shot just inside the left post. And it's a 10-0 lead here for the Ravens. 50 seconds in to the second half. McInerney from Ryan. Just a nice little flip play, too, and just a quick turn and a quick shot. Crump couldn't get down there in time, and that will initiate the running clock as it is a 10-0 lead. As the Ravens have dominated, except for a few early chances where, remember, we said Richie Yazzie had 3 consecutive free possession shots. 1, she was fouled. 2 of those stopped by St. Louis. But really, since then, it's been all Benedictine. Of course, Cumberlands have had a lot of chances. They had 6 free possession shots in that first half. Unsuccessful on all of them as Casey Moore gets knocked down. They say she tripped, so that'll be brought back now by Cumberlands. Here comes Cumberlands. It's with it is Katie Brewer. She turns away, drops it off here, trying to make her way through. Shea West wants to shoot. She does, but a good save there by St. Louis. Whistle blows. Foul called against the Ravens. It'll be a free possession shot. No, excuse me, it'll be just possession for Brewer down in the corner. As Ostrander is the fouler on the play. So she'll bring it back into play now for the Patriots. Chicken towards the side of the goal, looks out in front, cuts in there herself, fakes her left hand, tries to take a shot, falls down on the play. The ball kind of just bounces to St. Louis, and she'll slow it down and give a nice little pass for Wechter as here come the Ravens across midfield as the leading scorer for Benedictine comes on through. Brown meets up with her. Pass dropped over. Here's Mary McInerney to the side of the goal. Rulin, backdoor looking for Ryan, but a good pass knocked away there by Koussis. She got a stick in there. Ball still on the ground, but now it's scooped on up by Mary McInerney. She'll dump it behind the goal for Ryan. Ryan coming out to the right side of Emily Crump. Drops it off now for Muhlenberg up top. Looking to find room, but Trinity Brown comes right up to her. A high pass gets knocked down. Koussis tries to pick it up, and she will, and she'll roll it to her goaltender Crump as Cumberlands looks to clear. Long pass scooped up by Fladung. As we're just past the 3-minute mark here in the second half. Now 10-0 the score. Fladung with speed brings it on in. She'll take a step back as the Patriots will set up the offense. Here's Richie Yazzie, whistle blows. Richie Yazzie, and it looks like it'll be a free possession shot as there was a foul call against England of the Ravens. 0 for 3 is Richie Yazzie. She's right down the middle against St. Louis. Ricciazzi coming down the middle. She shoots and she scores. Bella Ricciazzi gets Cumberlands on the board with the free possession goal. And that cuts into the lead. Now the score 10-1, still in favor of the Ravens.
Patriot goal number 22, Bella Ricciazzi, unassisted at 26-11.
That goal at the 3:49 mark. And you can just see just a good bounce shot there. St. Louis had a couple of those in that first half. She was able to make the saves on. Unfortunately, that one just skipped over her stick. So finally, the Patriots are able to convert on a free possession shot and are able to stop the clock as they're back within 9. So Wechter coming back to center with the leading scorer for the Patriots, Jacqueline Berry. Pardon me, that was actually number 15, Amanda Phillips in there. However, that didn't change anything as it's brought in now by Casey Moore. Drops it off for Aiden McInerney. McInerney drops it in the middle for Mary McInerney. Moved over for Wechter. Wechter looking in front. Muhlenbach was streaking, but Trinity Brown comes out to meet Wechter, trying to keep her onto the outside, not allowing her on through. Wechter will drop it towards the side of the goal for Claire Ryan. For Muhlenbach in front. Muhlenbach shoots, and a good save by Crump. Whistle blows. And a yellow card to Muhlenbach on the follow-through. She made contact with one of the Patriots. So another yellow card to the Ravens. Remember, they were down 2 players, 2 separate occasions early in that first half, scoring on one, while the Patriots were unable to take advantage of it. It was a non-releasable 2 minutes as it was a dangerous follow-through deemed by the officials. And they'll say
2 minutes.
So it looks like they'll give possession to the Ravens at the end of it all. I guess they're trying, and coaching staff of the Patriots asking, since the save was made by Crump, should it be possession for the Patriots? But I guess they say offsetting possession as I listen to the official explain to the bench. And nonetheless, Cumberland's not too pleased with it, but the Ravens will take it here with 25:43 left here in the second half. 10-1 the score in favor of the Ravens, who have dominated all afternoon against the Cumberlands team who had a little bit of a close battle with the Eagles yesterday. Maybe that took a little bit wear and tear out of them, as Benedictine had a very easy afternoon against Marion in their quarterfinal matchup. Pass in the middle, nice interception there by Flaydung. And now Cumberland bring it back the other way as Wechter tried to cut her off. But now here coming up is Heim. She gets the ball knocked out of her stick from behind. Trying to scoop it up is Heim. Mary McInerney comes on over, and they'll say McInerney touched it last, so possession will go back to Cumberlands as Emily Heim will bring it back into play. As Mary McInerney is going to get a green for, I guess, ignoring the 2-meter buffer zone. So a 1-minute penalty to Mary McInerney. Still, so once again, for the third time this game, the Ravens down 2 players. Heim will bring it back into play, being stared at currently by Claire Ryan right in front of us and Aiden McInerney. She'll fake it on back and move it for Flaydung. Move quickly on up there. Nice little pass for Brewer. Brewer bounces one on over, and it's scooped up by Brianna Kusis. She brings it deep into Benedictine territory, and she'll drop it back for Brewer. Will be an offsides against Cumberlands, as we have a little bit of confusion here as Brewer was coming back in but had not quite crossed yet, or is it Benedictine the one? All right, let's say Benedictine had too many players, so the Patriots with a 2-player advantage. You look out here, here's Heim coming down the middle, but Wechter knocks it away. Ball up in the air, bouncing around, trying to scoop it up as Ricciazzi. She knocks it over to the sideline and picks it on up. She's being chased over by Robert. Robert takes a step back and's got to respect the room here, but look out, here's Heim coming down the middle, and she scores! And the Ravens are arguing about a dangerous follow through. But Heim will take the goal as it's now a 10-2 game. That goal coming at the 5:32 mark. Just a little bit of confusion here. We'll see back here on the replay on the follow through by Heim. As Heim comes on through and did fall through right into Ostrander. Similar to the last shot taken, which resulted in Muhlenbach's yellow card. That's why you could kind of hear the Ravens not liking the call too much, but nonetheless, Patriots are back with an 8 with back-to-back goals here in this second half. Plenty of time left here still in this one, 24-28 here in this second semifinal on a beautiful Friday afternoon here in West Michigan. Ref takes a step back and trying to win that one as Phillips coming over and scooping it up for a second was Ricciazzi. Now she does get full control, but ball gets knocked clean out of her stick by Mary McInerney. Casey Moore, though, had it, lost it. Barry had it and lost it, but now it's picked up by Ricciazzi. Right on top of her is Mary McInerney, but she's called for the foul. McInerney takes a step back. Ricciazzi continues on and gets moved on now for Jacqueline Barry. Whistle blows as an offside call against Benedictine, as there's still one player down after Mary McInerney was released after the goal. But remember, Muhlenbach's 2 minutes is unreleasable, so Patriots look to try to take advantage here. Heim, the goal scorer, past the middle here. Look out, Brewer with a shot. That gets blocked, and that is going to be a yellow card for the dangerous shot by Brewers. That one looked like, I think that one may have hit the defender England in front. So teams have the same amount of players now. Muhlenbach getting set to come back on the field now. Just past the 6-minute mark here of this second half. Will be brought back into play by Riley Etter.
Katie Brewer, 2 minutes.
Riley Etter, the junior. The junior from St. Louis, Missouri. Right in front of Taryn St. Louis. As it gets moved over now as Aiden McInerney tries to bring it up towards midfield with speed, getting around Heim to the outside. Trying to cut around, gets a little bit of a nudge by Ricciazzi, which is called. Play continues on as now Muhlenbach is released, so now Benedictine is up one player. Here's Wechter trying to make her way on through. Gets on through, shoots, and she scores! Wechter with a good head of steam beats Brown, and Webb tried to cut her off, but however, the Benedictine leading scorer made her way on through with her 4th of the game, and the Ravens go back up by 9, now 11-2. The official time of the goal, the 6:28 mark of the second half. Just a good rush, too, after getting the ball through by his Aiden McInerney. You can kind of see her dip the shoulder and kind of catch Brown a little flat-footed. Brown couldn't recover. And Wechter, before she was met by Webb, got a quick shot through, short side. Crump couldn't get to it, so now it's an 11-2 game in favor of the number 2 team. 23 minutes and 32 seconds left in this second half. So now we're back to even strength after Brewer was released, following the goal by Wechter. Whistle blows and it goes back up in the air. Moore couldn't grab it, but it's grabbed by Ricciazzi of the Patriots, and she'll bring it back into Benedictine territory. Ricciazzi trying to find her way on through, gets met. A little bit of a nudge by Ostrander, goes missed by the official. Ostrander still following around, and finally the whistle is blown by the official. So a free possession shot coming up here, or an opportunity at least, coming up here for the Patriots. Ricciazzi finally scoring earlier in this half at the 3:49 mark. At a little bit of a bad angle here, maybe expect a pass. She'll decide to take a step back instead and just kind of set up, reset the offense. Behind the goal for Phillips, quickly in front here for Heim, and she scores. Heim kind of ran into her teammate Shea West on the play. And a yellow card coming up for Casey Moore.
11, Emily Heim, give the assist to number 15, Amanda Phillips, at 23:04.
So Phillips with the assist on the goal by Heim. Back-to-back goals for Emily Heim. And it's once again an 8-goal game. Ravens still leading 11-3. As you can see here, just Phillips looking in front, and just a good read as Heim's able to get on through. And you can kind of see there Casey Moore knocking down West on the play, which is why she's given the yellow card.
Ravens penalty on number 11, Casey Moore.
That goal coming at the 6:54 mark of the second half. So this possession should go to the Patriots with the yellow card. It's trying to probably just make everything all set here. 23:04 left, whistle blows, and they'll just give possession, of course, to the Patriots off of the foul. So Ricciazzi will bring it into play. Ricciazzi cuts around Claire Ryan, trying to get out of the way of Wechter, who's trying to chase her down. It gets dropped off, and whistle blows. And not sure if they had to reset the shot clock in time or they have too many players, but a little bit confusing. Here's Ricciazzi bringing it in here. Look out. West trying to get on through. Couldn't receive it cleanly. Ostrander dumps it back to her goaltender, St. Louis. And now Benedictine will look to clear now. Still down a player after the penalty by Casey Moore. Dodging her way on through as England can't get on through. Gets a couple of whacks by way of West and Ricciazzi, but gets moved back for Robert, who moves it back for St. Louis. A nice hard pass. Wechter has issues with it. Picks it up, though. Kind of got bumped there by Farian, but gets a little bit of room. Long pass finds Hulenbach with a shot. That one goes wide as Muhlenbach had a little bit of room on a breakaway, but it just missed the left post. But Claire Ryan was there first, so keeping possession here are the Ravens. That's Anne-Marie Manella on the far side now. She checks into the game. Kind of see her running across the front of the goal right now. Mary McInerney gives it for Wechter, now for Aiden McInerney. We're just past the 8-minute mark here in the second half. 11-3 the score. Ravens leading the Patriots. Here's Wechter darting her way on through. She shoots and she scores. Look at that burst of speed by Wechter, her 5th of the game.
Goal number 21, Natalie Wechter, unassisted.
Beating Crump to the right once again on the follow through. And now it's a 12-3 game. Really making no mistake, there's Wechter when she gets going like that. That quick little move to the outside here. You can see Heim coming up, trying to slow her down and just darting on through. Brown couldn't catch her up either. And just Wechter just walks on in and unleashes a quick shot past Crump. And as she continues her impressive tournament. That's 5 goals on the game now for Wechter. 9 goals in the tournament. She had 4 goals and an assist yesterday. And continues her impressive performance this season for the Ravens. That goal officially coming at the 8:16 mark of the second half. Once again, a 9-goal margin here for the Ravens. Casey Moore still on the sideline for Benedictine, so still down a player as Benedictine. However, a face-off, or excuse me, draw control by Benedictine will put him back in the offensive. Muhlenbach gives it for Aiden McInerney. A little bit of shoves by way of Trinity Brown. McInerney spinning to her left, spinning to her right. Unfortunately drops the ball, but it's picked up here by Manella. Now looking for someone to pass to, and a quick pass over. Trying to get it for Muhlenbach. Gets knocked down, picked up by Muhlenbach. She'll take a step back as they'll reset the offense now as Manella moves in the corner for Mary McInerney. Nobody really in front right now for the Ravens, but Wechter driving on through. Couldn't handle the pass. Brown knocks it out of the air. Ryan trying to pick it on up, and she will do so. Gets it away from Cusis. Dumps it off now for Aiden McInerney. Cusis tried to corner off, but a good cut there by McInerney. Getting towards the goal. Wants to pass to Wechter, but she was cut off by Brown. Aiden McInerney moves it back for Muhlenbach. She gets kind of thwarted on back. Aiden McInerney with it now. Brown looking at her. And McInerney takes a step back. Wechter was driving. Not a good lane to pass for number 12 of the Ravens. Now here's Claire with a high pass, looking for Muhlenbach, but it goes over top of her head. And an opportunity now as it's picked up by Webb, trying to clear out of here of the Patriots. Pass up there, grabbed by Fledung. As now Moore is back on, or was released, excuse me. Ball is taken away cleanly by Mary McInerney. Foul against Webb by way of it. Good pressure, good forecheck there by the Ravens. And they will take possession back as we come down to the 10-minute mark here of the second half. 12-3 the score in favor of Benedictine. Aiden McInerney with it. A fresh shot clock and everything here for Benedictine. Claire Ryan slows it down. Now back to even strength of the Ravens here. Look for them to set up something offensively, set up a play of some sort. As Aiden McInerney-Wechter slowly pays off. Manella still on the field. Pass down there for Claire Ryan. Has Muhlenbach driving. Couldn't get a good lane there. A lot of Patriots all around her. But now here's a second try for Muhlenbach. But a good save there by Emily Crump. After a nice pass by Mary McInerney. However, the clearing attempt for Kusas has issues with it. And Wechter is called for the foul. She doesn't like the call. Kusas will move it back for Crump, who dumps it on over. As now the Patriots look to bring it out of their own end. Webb toss it over for Fladung. She has a little bit of a streaking hind, so she'll give it to her. She's met quickly by Ostrander. Ostrander trying to push her to the outside legally. Good play there on the backside by England. Knocked the ball to the stick. However, it's picked up by Barry. Gives it for Ricciazzi. She drives the goal, shoots, and she scores. Bella Ricciazzi makes her way on through after a nice pass by Barry.
Bella Ricciazzi, unassisted at 18:49.
They'll call it an unassisted marker. However, a good rush there by Ricciazzi once again. Her second of the game. It's 12-4 now. And the official time of that goal being the 11:06 mark for Ricciazzi. Her 9th goal of the tournament here. Just a little bit of room, and that just allowed just enough. And you could kind of see that Riley Etter had a little kind of respected the pass towards the front of the goal, and she couldn't meet Ricciazzi in time. And Ricciazzi will get it on through as Baby Shark graces it with our presence here. And the fans are all getting into it, of course, because it's an easy song to clap to. We're back to center here. 18:54 left here in the second half. I don't know what the delay is. I think they're trying to take a timeout. And a timeout taken here by Benedictine. It's looking like the Ravens here are going to just kind of try to slow things down.
Ravens take a timeout.
As Coach Amanda Maggie looks to try to settle things down here for her team. As the Ravens allowing a goal here once again. They had a 10-goal lead at one point, a 10-0 lead. However, teams have traded goals. 4 in this half for the Patriots, 3 for the Ravens. Benedictine, after a very convincing victory, like we said yesterday, 17-2 win over Marion to get to this point, where the Patriots had a little bit more of a trouble against the Eagles. So now Benedictine trying to punch their ticket here to the semifinal. Trying to more or less just kind of coast through this one to close out these final 18 minutes and 54 seconds. As Cumberlands breaks from their huddle, Benedictine now. A little bit of last words of encouragement by the captains of this team as Cumberlands now maybe a little momentum coming on their side. As they've had a few more chances here in this second half than they did in the first, where they could not seem to get anything going. Emily Crump made her second save just minutes ago on a nice opportunity by Muhlenbach. As the Ravens make their way back onto the field now, with a round of applause by the fans and parents that made the trek out here for this National Invitational Tournament. This is the first of 2 women's semifinals. We already had the 2 men's semifinals earlier today. Aquinas going over Indiana Tech before Reinhardt going over the men's University of the Cumberlands. The women's University of the Cumberlands trying to avoid the fate here. However, struggling right now against a Benedictine team that has really been dominant. And of course, it's been a very spread offense with the exception of Wechter with her 5 goals. I mean, you have, look at the long list of goal scorers. You have Aiden McInerney scoring 2 goals. Mary McInerney with 2. And then you have goals from Emily Rulin. And also a goal from Molly Muhlenbach. So it's not just 1 or 2 big players for this team, whereas the Patriots kind of have that with Ricciazzi and Jacqueline Berry and Emily Heim. It's more than a 3-headed monster, which is why the Ravens are undefeated this season. Patriots have possession here in Benedictine's end. Recchiazzi gives it for Sedheim. Heim being looked at by Ostrander, gives it down in the corner. Recchiazzi, they're very patient around the Patriots here. Recchiazzi looking in front, nobody there. A little bit of a Canadian backhand pass behind the goal. Trying to find in front as Phillips misses Barry, but it lands on back of the stick of Stefan Meyer. Stephanie Meyer getting it over for Heim. Heim back behind the goal. Phillips quickly for Recchiazzi. Good perimeter pressure here, but look out, trying to get around through his West. She does, and and a good save there by St. Louis. As Shea West had a point-blank chance, but Benedictine's goaltender made a nice save. Recchiazzi coming through, but she scores. St. Louis made a good save on one, but not the second, as Recchiazzi gets here third of the half. And it's a 12-5 game now.
Unassisted.
That goal coming at the 12-11 mark of the second half, and it may not be over quite yet, folks. Back-to-back goals here by the Patriots. Making a lynching here, really kind of negating the purpose of the timeout by Benedictine, obviously not paying off for the Ravens. As the Patriots making a little interesting here, as you can kind of see the patience by Recchiazzi on the first pass. Good chance for West, but a good save by St. Louis. But Phillips quickly picking up the loose ball in Benedictine's defense with Recchiazzi on there, despite having one, then even two Ravens on top, including Wechter, is able to put the shoulder down, get the quick shot over the shoulder of St. Louis. Like we said, for her third of the game, her and Heim, the two goal scorers for the Patriots, between them and the 5 goals, and a clean draw controls. It's picked up by Recchiazzi. Trying to cut her off is Muhlenbach. Nice little dump pass there for West, and she has a little bit of room on the left side. Looking in front, but she gets turned back. Good pressure by Ostrander. West turns away from her, tries to drive the goal, but Ostrander knocks it out of her stick. Good play there by way of the Benedictine defender. Foul called against Amanda Phillips, so we'll have to reset in the crease. I guess the clock had not stopped. They have to reset the shot clock to the full 90 seconds for Benedictine. 17.5 to go in the second half. A long pass. And Amanda Phillips, I guess, jumped the gun and fouled St. Louis, or excuse me, Jacqueline Berry had. Or Amanda Phillips, I couldn't quite tell, as both were going behind the goal and both are kind of just rotating around, swarming like a sea of sharks behind St. Louis. Pass there from Muhlenbach. She couldn't handle it. Ostrander tries to pick it up, but it gets knocked out of her stick by Barry. Barry tries to get it, but she runs over England. However, England is the one called for the defensive foul, so the Patriots will go on the offensive now. Here's Bella Recchiazzi looking for a streaking Heim, however not. She gets knocked down as Ostrander, who is questioning the call by the official, as Recchiazzi kind of has to regroup herself. Jacqueline Berry will be the one with the free possession shot here. 1 for 7. Are the Patriots. Berry right down the middle. Berry on St. Louis. Will be quick one-on-one if Berry can get through. She does. She shoots, and a good save by St. Louis. 0 for 2 is Barry on free possession shots. Bring it up as Wechter. She gets pushed by Fearing. Cumberlands is now, like we said, now 1 for 8 with free possession shots as Barry fouls Ostrander on the play. It's moved up now. Nice little pass there by Manella. Dropped off. Here's Ruin trying to spin through. Drops it back for Manella. Now as Benedictine will set up the offense. Now with 16:20 to go here in the second half. 12-5 the score in favor of the 2-seed Ravens over the number 3-seed Patriots. Aiden McInerney with it up top. Being looked at by Trinity Brown. Looking for something in front, but nobody there. She gives it over for Mary McInerney. Quickly out in front. Backdoor was Ryan open, but she couldn't handle a pass. And maybe that sunlight that's kind of coming over the west side of the stadium. Maybe kind of blinded her on that high pass. Foul called against the Patriots. And it'll be just a continued possession here for Benedictine. Shot clock does not reset. They're saying that Mary McInerney has to go kind of on that one spot there trying to find the area. But McInerney drops it up. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Manella wanted to get over from Muhlenbach. Now she will. However, that pass misses Muhlenbach. Wechter trying to come back to pick it up. Muhlenbach as well. Muhlenbach's able to knock it around, get some open space. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. It's going to have to be quick. Aiden McInerney gets pushed, drops the ball, picks it up. 3 seconds left. Can she get a shot away? I don't think she will. Long shot gets blocked as the shot clock expires on Benedictine, as that shot was blocked. It looked like it was blocked by number 18, Shea West. But possession goes back now to the Patriots here as we're coming down to the halfway mark here of the second half. Trying to make her way on through as Cusa. She takes a step back, drops it on for Ricciazzi, and now here she comes with speed. Being chased down by Manel, but she gets by her. Has a pass in front. It's Phillips. Phillips is in. She shoots, and it just goes wide. I think St. Louis got a piece of that one. West wins the race to the ball at the end line, so she'll be able to bring it back in for Cumberlands. Another good save by St. Louis. With it now is Heim. 14:43 left in regulation. Ravens still up by 7-goal margin. Heim trying to get on the outside of Mary McInerney. She takes a step back, throws one in the middle here for Phillips in front, and another good save by St. Louis on a point-blank chance. Quick clearing attempt there. Perfect pass, finding Rulin in stride. Now for Manella as it quickly, here come the Ravens on transition. Manella trying to cut her off there is Webb. Manella takes a step back, couldn't find a clean lane. Good job by Webb to stop the forcing attack. And she'll drop it off for Mary McInerney now as the Ravens will set up their offense once again. As we creep on down to 14 minutes left here in the second half. Wechter quickly in front here. Here's a chance for Rulin, and she shoots, and it just goes wide. Rulin looking for her second of the game, but just missing that near post. Claire Ryan will bring it back in. Quick pass for Manella. She's pushed back by Brown. Dumps it quickly off for Mary McInerney. Quick pass in the middle, knocked down. Aiden McInerney trying to find a loose ball. That one scoots by a pair of players. And a foul called against the Ravens. Couldn't quite see who was exactly the Raven at fault there, but nonetheless, it'll be brought back into play by the Patriots as Amanda Phillips moves it for Flaydung. Flaydung with speed now, bringing it towards midfield. Ball's knocked out of her stick. Good play by Muhlenbach, and it's scooped on up cleanly by Englund. And now quickly here come the Ravens back the other way. Claire Ryan on the outside. Brown gets in there trying to slow her down. Ryan takes a step back towards the sideline. We'll just dump it off on a smart little pass by Rulin. Checking in the game is Megan Rossman now for Benedictine. She goes to the right of the Cumberlands goal. Wechter has it up top. 13-10 left here in the second half. Over for Manella. Muhlenbach gives it for Ryan. Ryan for Wechter. Wechter shoots, and a good save there as Emily Crump was able to get a stick on that one. First team All-American making a good save as now it's quickly moved up. Webb gives it for Ricciazzi. Ricciazzi coming on through, gets a little bit of a nudge, but she gets by Eder, streaking towards the goal, trying to dodge her way on through. However, gets fouled by Englund on her way towards the goal. And it'll be another, I was going to say free possession, but the foul happened further back than I initially thought, so it'll just be continued possession here for the Patriots. As the clock continues to run, I don't think anyone, or at least the shot clock does at least, I don't think anyone noticed it. They're going to have to probably reset it, or at least add a few more seconds onto it. Probably look at least like 66 seconds. 70, I was off by a few seconds. 12:44 left here in the second half. Ravens still up by a score of 12-5. Winner moves on to the National Invitational Championship game. Here's Heim dodging her way on through, gets a little bit of room, wanted to shoot, but a wall of Ravens right in front of her. She turns back. Ricciazzi wanted to turn and was knocked out of her stick by Ostrander, but a foul call against Ostrander. Ostrander doesn't like it. Ricciazzi will bring it back into play. Tosses it on over. Look out here, streaking on through was Heim, and St. Louis, I think, got a piece of that one as well. Good pressure here by the Patriots in the last few minutes. Richie Yazzie and Heim behind the goal, probably talking it out. They'll switch. And slowly but surely, here's Amanda Phillips. Comes over too, but Richie Yazzie tries to cut to the front. Gives it for Phillips. Phillips comes in, and she's stopped by St. Louis, but a foul against the Ravens as Phillips was knocked down on the play. As the Mary McInerney going off for stick to the side of the head, says the official. As it'll be another card against Mary McInerney. And another free possession here, this time Amanda Phillips.
Raven penalty on number 24.
So they'll be down on player once again, are the Ravens. Second yellow card for Mary McInerney. Phillips is 2 for 4 on free possession shots this season. 12:05 left here in the second half. Phillips right down the middle. Ref takes a step back. Phillips comes in, wants to shoot, takes a step back, and elects not to. Good pressure there by the Ravens to force her back. But here's a chance in front for Richie Yazzie, and it's St. Louis once again with the big save. The Benedictine netminder making some impressive-looking stops. That pass up for Rulin. She couldn't handle it. Goes over the sideline. So possession back to Cumberlands. And now quickly bringing on through is Kuchis. Kuchis slows it down and will drop it off for Richie Yazzie, who's had a couple of close calls here in the last few minutes. Heim looking in front for Jacqueline Berry, but she was well covered. Heim looking in front. Still nobody open right now for the Patriots. Good coverage right now by the Benedictine defense. Wechter keeping an eye on Heim. Heim trying to run through. Gives it for Fearing. Whistle blows. And it'll be a yellow card. Excuse me. Yes, a yellow card coming up here for Aaron Robber. The Benedictine defense is confused.
Raven penalty on number 8. Aaron Robber.
Robber is not too happy about it either. So now, once again, down 2 players are the Ravens for the 4th time this afternoon. It'll be Berry on the free possession shot. She's 0 for 2. He's just to the right of St. Louis, right of center. Berry's in, shoots, and another good save by St. Louis. St. Louis has made some humongous saves here for the Ravens here in this contest, including 3 on the leading scorer by way of free possession shots. Here's Richie Yazzie at the side of the goal. Wants to shoot, but she's cut off there. As Wechter knocks the one out of the stick of Richie Yazzie, however, fouling her in the process. So it'll be Richie Yazzie now with the free possession shot. This is Richie Yazzie's 5th opportunity. She is 1 for 4. And not the greatest angle against St. Louis, making sure all the players are far enough away. 10:51 left here in the second half. Here's Richie Yazzie. She's in, she shoots, and she scores. Instead of going low that time, Richie Yazzie goes high, and it pays off for her. 4th goal of the game for Richie Yazzie, making it a 12-6 game, still in favor of Benedictine College. Second free possession goal of the game, and you kind of just see St. Louis thinking that one was going to go high. Instead, Richie Yazzie, or excuse me, he thought it was going low, but Richie Yazzie going over top of the shoulder. Time of the goal, 19-14 of the second half. Right now, Cumberlands has a lot of the momentum, having the last 3 goals. If you're the Ravens, you don't want to allow any confidence right now for this Patriots team, especially now that Richie Yazzie is getting going. Remember, 7 goals yesterday, now 11 in the tournament. On the draw, a foul call, loose ball foul called against the Patriots. So Emily Rulin will bring it back into play. Rulin makes a move, gets a little bit of bump by Brown. Brown called for the foul. Quickly brought now for Wechter. Wechter gets bumped, gets her way on through. However, is fouled on her way towards the goal. They forgot to reset the shot clock as after Rulin was fouled. Or I guess they're going to call a charge on Wechter. Don't forget, Benedictine is still down 2 players as Mary McInerney and Aaron Robber are still on the sideline. McInerney will be the first to be released. Quickly brought in here. Good speed by Brown to bring it back into Benedictine territory. Dropped off for Jacqueline Berry. She's through. But a foul called against the Ravens, so Jacqueline Berry will get another chance with a free possession shot. She is 0 for 3. Will she elect to go like Rich Yazzie did and go high on St. Louis, because St. Louis has stopped all the ones that have gotten low as Berry's tried to find any way to beat Benedictine netminder. She goes low, and that time it does sneak on through just past the leg and stick of St. Louis. Berry finally gets on the board. Right at the 20-minute mark on the dot, the free possession goal. Third free possession goal of the half for the Patriots in a game that Benedictine led by a score of 9-0 and eventually 10-0 after a goal 50 seconds in by Aiden McInerney. So now Cumberland's maybe getting a little momentum their way. It's a 5-goal game. You can kind of see now the Patriots getting excited, getting some confidence, the bench getting a little bit louder. So we come back to center. It is Wechter. Whistle blows. Draw control violation as Emily Rulin was inside the face-off area. So possession automatically going to the Patriots. Rich Yazzie will bring it in. Rich Yazzie gets a little push off by Wechter, but gets by her. Rich Yazzie streaking on in. She's got Phillips in front, decides to take it herself, tries to get around Eder, dumps it off for Berry. She shoots, saved by St. Louis, rebound picked up by West. Good save by St. Louis once again. Now here's for Heim, streaking on through, gets knocked down. No foul called by the official, picked up here. As trying to weave her way on through is Berry. She gets knocked out her stick, and it's picked on up and brought the other way by Muhlenbach. Benedictine with speed, trying to create something here. Turning back the way, maybe a fast break. Dropped off for Rulin. She slows it down. Rulin, and they got to make sure everyone's on side. They say Wechter went over the line, even though she had looked like she had stopped. An offside call against the Ravens gives possession back here to the Patriots. We have just over 9 minutes left here in this second half. Here's Rich Yazzie back in for the Cumberlands. Gives it now. Berry scores! Jacqueline Berry from Rich Yazzie. And look out, folks, it is a 4-goal game.
At 8:59.
Back-to-back goals for Berry. Rich Yazzie with the assist. Time of the goal, 21:01. It has not been a 4-goal game since the 1904 mark of the first half. But the Patriots have fought their way back after the offsides call against the Ravens comes back to haunt them. After a fast break, nice little pass there by Rich Yazzie, and just Berry was able to bury it. 12-8 the score. Just under 9 to play. Can the Patriots keep the momentum going on their way to maybe tie this one up? Cumberlands has been on quite a run here. Whistle blows. I guess they were not quite level enough, as there's still probably just a little bit of confusion between Wechter and Phillips. Whistle blows, it goes high up in the air, and it's grabbed by Aiden McInerney. McInerney getting chased down by Brown, cuts to the inside, looking for something in the middle, and so now the Ravens have possession and offensive opportunity. They've not been able to take advantage of it. Muhlenbach over to the right side, moved on down by Rossman, goes behind the goal, quickly out front, looking there for Manella. Was Claire, and now look out here. Aiden McInerney takes a tumble with Brown. They'll say incidental contact, so play on, says the official. Ostrander moves in the middle for Muhlenbach. She'll bring it back in as the Ravens will stay on the offensive. 50 seconds on the shot clock. 8:15 left here in regulation time. Aiden McInerney up top over for Manila. Whistle blows. Foul called against Koussis of the Patriots. Shot clock continues to run down, which sees under 30 seconds. Ryan has Wechter driving the middle. Had her open, but it goes off the end of the stick of Wechter, allowing Brown to pick it up for the Patriots. And here come the Cumberlands. Brown streaking her way on through, but it gets knocked out of her stick. She picks it up. She brings it in. Oh, and Brown, though, looking to shoot, drops the ball. Trying to pick that one up is England. Running over, fearing on the play, goes not called by the officials, drawing the ire of the Cumberlands bench. And now Aiden McInerney is fouled on her way out of her own end. She'll drop it off for Wechter. A great chance by Trinity Brown, however, unable to convert, unable to get a shot away at that. 7:11 to go, 7:10 to go now in the second half. Ravens now nursing a 4-goal lead. 8 of the last 10 goals in this game have been scored by the Patriots. Claire Ryan behind the goal. Rossman tops over for Muhlenbach. She's got a little bit of room, cuts the middle, but she was thwarted off. Good play there by Stephanie Meyer. Dumped her in front, though. Here's Ryan. She shoots and she scores. Wechter, a beautiful pass, finding Ryan in front, and the freshman, her 28th goal of the season, 3rd of the tournament.
Wechter, time of goal 6:44.
Making it a 5-goal lead. Maybe just a little bit of breathing room here that the Ravens need after a good run there by the Patriots that saw them score 5 unanswered goals. Just a good pass there, and Claire with the quick shot, the quick release top shelf where Crump just couldn't quite reach up high enough. That goal coming at the 23-16 mark of the second half. Sixth point of the game for Wechter, her first assist. We're back to center now. Can the Patriots recover, or will the Ravens be able to run down this clock and make their way to their first ever National Invitational Tournament final? But a clean draw control win go to Saheim. However, foul called against McInerney of the Ravens. However, a pass misses the head of Ricciazzi, and it's scooped on up by England. Bringing it across midfield. One hopper there for Aiden McInerney. Has trouble with it. She gets bumped down by West, which draws the whistle of the officials. So possession will maintain with the Ravens. Aiden McInerney. Jacqueline Berry was going to look and try to knock it over stick, but she hadn't started. Now McInerney ducks out of the way. As now here's Wechter, a little bit of room. Streaks on through. Wants to do so. Gets in and she scores! Wechter found a little bit of room in the middle of that Cumberlands defense, and she darts her way on through, her 6th of the game, and it's a 6-goal lead once again for the Ravens. Just a good burst of speed by Wechter. She just sees a little bit of room, had a lot of room to get the wheels rolling. As you see her split through 3 Patriots defenders to go top corner once again. 14-8 now the score with only 6:06 to go. Goals just 38 seconds apart for the Ravens. At one point it looked like maybe the Patriots were able to get the momentum to go back their way. However, back-to-back goals. One from Ryan and one from Wechter seem to have taken any momentum Cumberlands has had to a screeching halt. Both benches out now trying to get their teams inspired for Benedictine to close this one out, but for Cumberlands to not quit and keep battling. Here's Ricciazzi trying to battle her way on through. Ball knocked out of her stick, however illegally deemed by the official by Muhlenbach. As you can see, a little bit of a wind gust here as the shade kind of becomes a crawl over the turf here at Aquinas College as the sun continues to drop behind us. Ricciazzi in, wanting to shoot, fakes the shot, trying to get around Ostrander. Good job by Ostrander to keep her to the outside. However, she finds West and she scores! West was able to fake a high shot, go low on St. Louis. And we're back to within 4.
Ricciazzi, time of goal, 5:30.
24-30 the time of the goal by West from Ricciazzi. Her 6th point of the game. And West just a good spot in front of the goal there, just finding her way behind the Raven defense, left open. She was stopped earlier on a nice save by St. Louis, but that time able to slip one underneath her. That goal by West, her 37th goal of the season, 2nd of the tournament. 5:30 left, still a 4-goal game. Face off, they're calling a draw violation against Wechter. So possession going back here to the Patriots. Ricciazzi will bring it in. Cumberlands is going to have to work quickly here. Ricciazzi gets the ball knocked out of her stick, though. Aiden McInerney trying to pick it up. Heim takes a swipe at it, moving over towards the sidelines. Did that go off Ravens last? It looked like it did, and the ref says yes. So possession goes with the Patriots. Patriots talking to the ref right now. Looks like that was, I believe that was Coach Balkus saying to watch the shot clock here. Don't want to allow time to run off here as we have 4:45 left here. Heim throws it in front for Barry, but she couldn't handle the pass, and it's picked up by Wechter. She gets whacked hard from behind and high, and that could easily be a yellow card, and yes, it will, as Jacqueline Barry will go off. So now, down 4. Cumberlands goes down a player after Barry gets called for the high stick. It looks like I think they'll have to bring that back for Wechter where she was fouled. Wechter kind of checking for blood. Making sure she's all good to continue. 4:34 left here in regulation. 14-9 Benedictine lead. Ever patiently waiting here is everyone. Refs trying to make sure everything's all set. All the bookings are written down correctly. And Wechter now trying to get to the outside. Gets by both Fearing and Ricciazzi. Trying to get around Kusis, and she'll be able to. Trying to cut around Brown. Brown's able to slow her up. Wechter takes a step back. Drops it over for Manella. That pass, though, was knocked away by Brown. But then Brown knocks it out of bounds. So possession will stay, or excuse me, a foul called against Brown. It'll be brought back in by Manella. Quickly in for Aiden McInerney. She gets shoved off by Heim. And there's a couple of fouls. Or at least someone was fouled. McInerney was fouled. It was either Heim or Brown. Both had cross checks on in there. McInerney obviously taking her time. There's the Ravens look to try to run the clock down. McInerney, though, darts towards the front of the goal. Wanted to shoot, but couldn't find a good clean lane. Wechter, though, in front. Wide open is Ryan, but a big save there by the goaltender, Crump. However, the clearing attempt misses her defenders, and now it's picked on up. It's got Muhlenbach now. Crump with a nice save. However, the clearing attempt goes awry. Here's Wechter for Manella, but getting fouled was Wechter up top as Emily Heim got a cross check on top of her. The clock continues to tick down here. Now down to 3:20 left here in the second half. Still a 5-goal lead. Wechter dumps it off here from Manella once again. She's met hard by Brown, which will stop the clock at 3:09. And now an opportunity here for Anne-Marie Manella with the free possession shot. She's only scored once out of her 9 attempts this season. We're waiting so patiently for the ref's whistle. There it is. Manella comes in, shoots, and a good save by Emily Crump. Yeah, she was able to get the stick in there and make the stop. 3 minutes left here in regulation. Ryan Muhlenbach trying to cut off Webb. However, Muhlenbach fouls Webb, so Patriots will take a step back, and the ball goes off the end to stick of Brown. Manella's in on a breakaway. She shoots, and it skips over top of the goal. Brown, a miscue on the pass reception, and it allows Manella on a breakaway. It got by Crumpet, sailed over the crossbar on the skip. Patriots dodge a bullet there. However, do they have enough time, though, to make any opportunity of a comeback. 2:23 left here. Quickly, here comes Fearing for the Patriots. Moves it up here. Amanda Phillips looking for Barry. Drops off for Ricciazzi, who is fouled high by Ostrander, and that is definitely going to be a yellow card. Ostrander not wasting any time, making her way over. She gets put up with the yellow card. 2:14 left here in regulation. 5-goal lead here for the Ravens. Another yellow card here for Benedictine, which has seen them gone down by 2 players 5 separate occasions in this contest. Benedictine, after winning their first National Invitational Tournament game yesterday, looking to make it to their first final. Ricciazzi with the free possession shot here, comes down the middle, shoots, and she scores! Despite getting a stick in there and holding her up, she was able to fight it on through.
Number 22, Bella Ricciazzi, unassisted at 2-10.
The third free possession goal of the half for Ricciazzi, where she couldn't seem to find the back of the net in that first half with all the free possession shots she had. So it's a 4-goal game with 2:10 to go. Ricciazzi, remember, had 7 goals yesterday. Just kind of saw a little bit of stick hold up there, but she's able to get it on through. Her 5th goal of the game, 12th of the tournament. 2:10 to go. Both teams barking out orders from the benches, as are the players on the field. A draw control win for the Patriots would help. However, the Ravens, if they can win this draw, could run out the majority of the clock. High one up in the air. Muhlenbach skipping away from her, but she picks it on up, and she'll bring it on in deep. Will Benedictine attack, or will they try to stall? For Aiden McInerney now. Getting pushed off. Expect the Patriots to pressure heavily. Look out. McInerney drops the ball. It skips by Brown, picked up by Heim. She's going to have to be quick with it. Long pass, perfectly picked off and read by Riley Etter. Great play by the junior defender. It gets dropped off here for Manella. Manella, nice move to get to the outside. To the inside, gets bumped. And a foul called against the Patriots with 1:38 to go. Ravens still down a player, as it's Ostrander on the sideline after she was given the yellow card, which ended up leading to the last Ricciazzi goal. Play resumes now with 1:35 to go. 76 seconds on the shot clock. The Ravens are going to try to ounce every single second of it. However, though, Claire Ryan tries to get out of harm's way, but unfortunately for her, drops the ball, so it goes now for Kelly Webb. She tries to bring it up, gets out of the way of one player. However, on her pass, she fails to get it out, but unfortunately for the Ravens, Claire Ryan knocked her down. And now Aiden McInerney is going to be getting a yellow card for ignoring the 2-meter buffer. After the warning was given by the officials, it'll be a green card against McInerney. McInerney confused. Do I have to go off? Do I go on? So McInerney goes off. So for the 5th time, as the Ravens are frustrated here with the calls in this one, but however still carry a 4-goal lead, 1:05 to go. Patriots need to move north and south, not east and west. And Brown streaking towards midfield. Ravens trying to collapse down her, but she gets through. Look out here, pass for Phillips. She's got Barry to her left, gets it to her. Barry cuts to the right, shoots. Oh, and a good save by St. Louis. Getting that one with the shaft of her stick. Getting there first was England, so now Ravens with possession with 40 seconds to go. St. Louis holding on to it. No reason to press. Here's Aaron Robber. Back for the goaltender, St. Louis. It hops into her stick. Ricciazzi will pressure. Long pass to center by St. Louis. However, goes right into the stick of Fledong. Quickly on here for Ricciazzi. Ricciazzi comes on in, shoots, and another good save by Taryn St. Louis. Long clear, misses Wechter, skips high in the air. 10 seconds to go as Wechter fouls. One of the Patriots on the play is, I can't tell if that's which one that is on the ground, is Wechter kind of knocked her down there. 5 seconds left, excuse me. (14-10) now, as it's all but confirmed right now that the Ravens will move on. Wechter kind of got together with one of the Patriots and didn't catch the number on that one. And getting up is Emily Webb, who is needing to be helped off here as took a hard hit on the turf. Obviously a hard fall as her and Wechter kind of got tangled up together on that last play. 11 seconds now left. That's a few seconds we're added back on. Picking it up as she comes into the game is Madison Holiday, making her appearance only for the 8th time this season here for the Patriots. Holiday drops it off there for Brown. She streaks on towards. Takes a step on back, tosses it down. 4 seconds left. Past the middle for Barry. She shoots it, goes over the head of St. Louis. The buzzer goes, and the Benedictine Ravens move on to the National Invitational Championship game
against the winner of
with a 14-10 win over the Patriots. And a game that, if you looked at the end of the first half, would not have been nearly as close, as at one point the Ravens led by a score of 10-0, but were able to battle back to the Patriots. Definitely a hard-fought game. Cumberlands, definitely no reason to hang their heads after a good effort in the second half, making it close, coming even to a 4-goal game at one point. But the Ravens are resilient and able to move on, and will play the winner of the semifinal that comes up here in just under an hour between SCAD and SCAD taking on the Kaiser Seahawks. And that will be taking place, like we said, in about just 54 minutes from now. But for now, this has been a Turbo Sports Group presentation of NAIA Women's Lacrosse here. Benedictine moves on here. We'll see you guys in just under an hour.